Good morning, Steeler Nation. Hope you're having a fantastic day and a fantastic start to your week. Today, we're talking OTA answers. Yesterday, phase 3, day 1 of OTA's volunteer training camps ended, and we got a little bit of answers. We're going to go over them today. My name is Daniel J. This is State of the Steelers, and welcome to the Huddle. Welcome back. So yesterday, phase 3, day 1 was in the books, and we got a couple of answers that everybody's been looking for. The first question that everybody was on everybody's mind was, how is the quarterback rotation going to be done? Who is going to be the default starter for the Pittsburgh Steelers starting in OTAs? And that was going to be none other than Mitch Trubisky. Surprise to some, one being me. I honestly thought that Mason Rudolph was going to get the nod starting off in training camp, given that he was is the only quarterback that was on the team last year, has been in the system the longest, and has the most chemistry with the receivers. I think it speaks volumes that he didn't get the nod and the number one quarterback at this portion of training camp. Now, I understand it's just football in shorts, but given everything I just said, to me it speaks volumes. Uh, number 3 was number 2 was going to be Mason Rudolph, and then number 3 is going to be Kenny Pickett. Now, based on, and this is a little bit of speculation, however, listening to a couple of different podcasters and videos from different journalists that were at the field, it sounded like the division of work was done in a 4-4-2, meaning that Mason Rudolph got four reps, so did Mitch, and Kenny Pickett only had 2. That tells me that they're going to try to bring in Kenny kind of slow. Not saying that they're not going to give him the opportunity to start, but I think they're going to try to give the first bat to Mason and to Mitch. One of these guys is going to bring in this team starting week 1, start of the season. And so who knows, maybe Kenny Pickett can wow some people during preseason, when there's actually pads put in and we can actually see some real football played. But as of now, it looks like it's going to be Mitch Trubisky. The next big thing and the next big question that I personally had was going to be the formation of the offensive line. Based on the Ramon Foster show with DK, that's where I got a lot of my information here from. It seems that we're going to have the default offensive line was going to be at left tackle, is going to be Dan Moore. And then there's going to be a battle at left guard. I kind of predicted this. If you go back and watch my video previously, I actually predicted this lineup, which probably wasn't that difficult. I'm pretty sure most people thought that it was going to go this way. However, it looks like there's going to be a battle at left guard. I like this. I like this a lot, being that it's going to be, from what I understand, or for what we see now, is going to be the only question mark. But I'll get to that here a little bit further. So it's going to be Dodson and Kendra Greene are going to be fighting for that left guard position. Based on what they were saying, based on the Ramon Foster show, it sounded like DK was able to confirm that Kendra Greene and Kevin Dodson were rotating back and forth with the first team offensive line. It seemed like the rest of the offensive line, when it came to the first team reps, was pretty solidified. It was just that position there that they were battling back and forth. I think this is good because that means that the rest of the offensive line can begin to gel, begin to become a cohesive group. One of my biggest, I wouldn't say fears, but one of my biggest concerns, and I mentioned this yesterday's show, was that last year, the cohesiveness and the ability to gel and to become a collective group in one unit as an offensive line wasn't there last year. What we anticipated the offensive line being potentially Chooks Okorafor on the left tackle, Dodson, Kendra Greene, and then it was going to be DeCastro and Zach Banner. That was what was anticipated in the offseason to what we got come, week 1 was completely different. And so, my opinion, a lot of the troubles that we had last year dealt with as far as rushing the ball and protection had to do with that inability to gel as a unit. And so finding out that this year it's, there's going to be one position that sounds like it's up to be at battle versus 3 positions to be up for battle, eases my mind, at least at that aspect. And gives me a little bit more confidence that this offensive line is going to gel together and be a more collective unit come week 1 versus something that's going to have to develop over the first quarter of the season. And so, At center, they had Mason Cole. At right guard, they had Jeremy Daniels. Mason Cole and Jeremy Daniels were both the free agent acquisitions this past offseason. Mason Cole coming from the Vikings, Daniels coming from Chicago. I believe Daniels is going to be he was him and, well, Mitch Trubisky got a lot of I guess, the light, so to speak, when it came to the free agency buzz and media because of his position. But I think that Jeremy Daniels was probably our best acquisition this past offseason in the free agency. He's going to be that sure guy in the right guard position. And these guys are young too. And that's going to really, really help us. And at the right guard position, we got Chukes Okorafor. And Okorafor, he gets a bad rap. He's been a young player. He was drafted very young. I believe he was like 21. He's in his second contract, and he's under the age of 27 years old. And so, with that being said, he's gotten better every single year. He's progressed. He's gone up against the Myles Garretts, the Von Millers of the world, and able to actually do very well, and to many surprise, lock them out, when it came down to their ability to put pressure on Ben Roethlisberger. And so, this offensive line is going to be solid. It's going to be good. It's very interesting to see that battling position, at left guard with Dotson. Like I mentioned yesterday, in my opinion, I think it's going to be Dotson's job to lose. Kendra Greene was a, third round draft pick last year for us, and he was predicted or anticipated to be our starting center. He started most of last year at the center position, and for him to be battling at a different position altogether, it doesn't speak loudly. I mean, he lost Adrian Clem, who was probably his biggest fan for him being on the team. He drafted him, and so I think that's going to be the battle. Last year, there was some reports that the coaching staff wasn't too happy with Kendra Greene. I mean, not with Kendra Greene, I'm sorry, with Kevin Dotson and him coming in. So he didn't finish the year. I knew it was due to injury. However, there were times where he seemed to be the weak link last year, where, well, Kendra Greene kind of seemed like the weak link. But when it came to knowing where they were going to go, sometimes those two guys in the middle just kind of really magnified how bad our offensive line was in the center there, in that center position, not just the center position, but in those center two positions, and, I think this is a good move. Ben Roethlisberger had mentioned at more than one occasion that he believes that Greene should be a guard, not a center. He's a little bit short. He's on the smaller end. He's not a tackle. So I guess, it could work. We'll see how this the preseason goes and this battle goes. This is still football in shorts. And so it's going to come down to their knowledge and their communication at this phase of the of training. And it was very obvious that last year that Greene didn't come into training camp out of shape, that potentially the issues that they had with him were more of he was it was above the shoulders type of thing. And so if he's not able to grasp the playbook or know what he's supposed to do or communicate properly, then he may lose to Kendra Greene in this battle here. It'll be interesting to see. I look forward to seeing that. And the last answer that we got is on one Stephon Tuitt. He did not show. He was not a no-show at OTAs yesterday. However, Cam Hayward basically all but said that he expects him to be participating in training camp and to be playing this year and to be here sooner than later. Ramon Foster had indicated that Stephon Tuitt was potentially finishing out his degree at the University of Notre Dame and there in Indianapolis, and that is the reason why he was not at OTAs. It sounds like he's coming back, which is a good thing. We had a horrible rushing defense last year, and outside of Cam Hayward, I mean, let's face it, at certain points of last year, we put Cam Hayward as a nose tackle. Think about that. It's insane. And so With that being said, guys, I'm glad Stephon too. It sounds like he's coming back. It sounds like Loudermilk made a transformation as far as his body goes and is looking amazing out there. I don't think we're going to be in the bottom end in rushing defense this year. As long as everybody stays healthy, I think this defense is going to come back to form. I think it's going to be better than it has been given the Miles Jack addition, which is, many people are even talking about. I get it. Everybody wants to know about the quarterback and the new offense and how it's going to work, but defenses win championship, guys. Also, we've announced it. We're giving away 2 tickets this upcoming year, October 2nd, Jets versus Steelers. All you got to do is be a subscriber. Find us on Facebook, like us, follow us there. Find us on Twitter. At Twitter, we are at State of Steelers. On Facebook, we are State of the Steelers. Follow us here on YouTube. Hit that notification button, because what we're going to do is we're going to notify on July 4th. We're going to announce the winner, right? And so it's going to be on a live, and the winner will have to be present during the live. So make sure you hit that notification button. That way you also can catch all the morning segments that I send out and our weekly live videos that we do. I'm trying to grow our channel and make this community bigger and more interactive. Usually we also have a question at the end of each of these segments. And today's question, I didn't get a chance to go through them to get one, but we'll have one tomorrow. But yeah, if you're interested in asking a question, please leave it in the comments. Also email us at stateofthesteelers@gmail.com. Also, if you're interested in in any season tickets, I am a season ticket holder. I do sell, I'm selling some of the games this year. Right now, the only games that are not for sale is going to be the Jets game, because that's going to be part of the giveaway. I'll be attending the Tampa Bay and Steelers game, and then the Las Vegas Raiders and Steelers game on Christmas Eve. Those tickets are already accounted for as well. Those will be going to my father. And if anybody's interested in any of the other games, hit us up, hit me up, email me. Again, that's stateofthesteelers@gmail.com. Hit that like notification button. Real quick, guys, here's a view of what you guys could be looking at if you win the ticket giveaway. There it is. So you're in the lower level end zone view, where you can see the giant screen. And so when it's a great view, but when the teams are on the opposite ends, you're going to want to look at the jumbo screen. Every view there has its disadvantages. And so I think that our seats are perfect for that view, for that jumbotron, and then for when they're right there. But I'm biased. Anyways, here we go, Steelers. Peace.